Well, it finally happened, gentlemen. The Tesla got me in a little bit of a kerfluffle over the weekend. I went to Chuck E. Cheese, went to the Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we were coming back, and I was like, Maria's like, I think you're getting pulled over. I'm like, nah, I'm not getting pulled over. Why would I get pulled over? And I keep looking. I'm like, I'll just get over in this lane so you can come by me. Nope, follow me right over into the turn lane, and I was like. Here's the thing, too, by the way. I'm in the turn lane, and I'm like, and I didn't know what to do. Should I just stay in the turn lane? But there's a parking lot over here. So I'm like, I'll go to the parking lot. And then the light was red, so I rolled the window down. I was just kind of like motioning to him that I was going to go. He's like, stay where you are. I'm like, okay, we're doing this, are we? And he comes up to the window. And he's like, I'm wearing body cam for your protection and my own, okay? Got it. All right. So where are we going tonight? I'm like, we're headed home. Where's your home? Like, it's on the ID. Conowingo. Conowingo. Anyway, long story short, he goes back to the car, and he writes me a warning. He's like, I'm going to give you a warning. And by the way, I still haven't received my registration from the state of Maryland, so I only had the temporary registration. So he wrote me a ticket for for not being able to provide registration, and I'm just doing this whole, like, but I gave you it's my car. You just ran the plates. Like, everything's in order. But he gave me the warning for the speed. But he walks back up. He goes, give you a warning for the speed because surprisingly you don't have a record. I'm like, I was like, surprisingly, huh? He's like, yeah, and he goes, but he snapped on a dime. He's like, yeah, surprisingly, because people who do 70 and a 50 usually have a longer record than you do. So I'm shocked by the fact that you haven't got more tickets than you have. I was like, okay, man, listen, I've only had the car for 2 months. It's electric. Still dialing it in. Didn't feel like I was going 70. My apologies. He's like, I only wrote your warning. Have a good night. You do have a little one in the car, so try and be safe. Like, fuck you, man. My fucking adrenaline started to fucking pump out of my ear holes because I'm just like, this is why you end up on the TikTok with people getting out of the car and fucking throwing hands at you because you say shitty things like that. There was no need for an adjective.
Nope.
Surprisingly, fuck you, dude. Anyway, thank you for the warning, but fuck you.
Fucking pigs. That's all
I'm not doing that.
That's all I got to say.
What did you say on the chat today?
About Murr? I was like, dude,
Yeah.
are you even conservative anymore? You're driving Teslas. You're driving electric vehicles. You're fucking bashing the cops. Local cop or state cop?
Local to Bel Air.
Oh, well, the boys in blue, one of your own. You probably went to high school with them. You're a fucking cousin. Some bullshit. Can't be, but it's very unconservative of you, sir.
I don't look. I think conservatives get lumped into this giant mass of like, you don't like a cop, then you ain't no conservative.
Hey, man, we didn't make it that way.
No, you did because you control the narrative. So that's the narrative. That's the picture you're fucking painting. I do, and I've been on here saying for a long time that there's way too much contact. There's way too much interaction between Joe Public and servant of the public, and that's why this shit gets. And just the fucking again. The attitude.
You're right. You don't need the facts. You were doing 70 and a 50. I'll be right back.
Thanks,
Registration isn't, they're like, okay, state of Maryland. Okay, there's a warning, et cetera, et cetera. Here you go. Have a nice night, sir. Not this whole like surprising. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. You have a little one in the car. Oh, wait, I have my son in the back. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I totally forgot about him. I was driving like a banshee down here with my wife who was going to give me a hand job, supposedly, before you pulled me over with my son in the car.
I guess where I got kind of taken aback was like, to me, the way he said surprisingly sounded like he was joking. So I was joking back. I was like, surprisingly? He's like, yeah, surprisingly. Like fucking turned into fucking like some character from Beetlejuice all of a sudden. His head turned sideways. Like, why would you say surprisingly then if you didn't want me to comment back? And then he blew me off when I said, like, it's a Tesla. You don't realize you're going that fast because you don't feel it. 30 and 100 feel exactly the same. The only difference is the across your fucking windows. That's it. There's no difference.
Because everyone who does 20 over the speed limit has a rap sheet that's just longer than the Constitution, buddy. I mean, there's those people that just have been in front of a judge multiple times. Yeah. way to stereotype me, a Tesla driver.
I know. And I mean, and as soon as I was like, I mean, it's a new car, it's electric. He's like, yeah, have a nice night. You got a little. I'm like, fuck you, dude. You made this fucking side comment, and then you didn't want to talk about it. Don't make the side comment. But again, it was just the tone. There was never any jovial nature to him. Again, I'm grateful for the warning, but I actually think I would have gotten the ticket had I had my registration. So I was kind of grateful that I didn't have the current registration on the car. I'm glad Maryland's dragging their feet on sending this fucking piece of paper in the mail, because it was like a $50 ticket for that, and then nothing for the 20 miles an hour over, which probably would have been like $150 in a court date. So I'll take.
He should write a ticket to Maryland for not getting you your registration. Like,
and then as soon as I said that, I was like, yeah, it's like I got the tags obviously, but I haven't gotten the registration. He's like, yeah, call the MVA. Oh, that's your sage advice. Like, call the
because
MVA?
that's always easy. That's always a quick topic. Someone picks up right away.
Oh, you want to hold on to that ticket until I get a fucking hold of him? Yo, why don't you stay here? I'll fucking get him on the line. Hey, they can chat with you.
We can listen
Christ.
to the hold music for an hour here on the side of the road.
But if I wasn't some meek little white guy, and look, bottom line is, minority cultures obviously have a bone to pick with these individuals for years of mistreatment. And if you said something shitty like that to a black man on the side of the road, I have a feeling he might have said some very terse things in return, and it would have escalated to something else. And I knew in that moment that I had a podcast that I could bitch about it on and get all wound up, a little white guy. But yeah, I can see how people get fucking into altercations when it's just an innocent little, you're going a little fast, sir. Oh, sorry about that. Let me check your record. Hey, you haven't had a ticket since fucking 2008. Well done.
Yeah, that's because I have a kid. I'm responsible. I stay out of trouble.
Stop speeding.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, go ahead, Alan.
That I got nothing to say. Fucking pigs, I think is the end of my shit.
I just think they need to be retrained, man. I just think they got way too far down some back road when in their training, and it's continued down that path, and it just needs to change. Again, walking up like he's a fucking dude. He walks up. They wear uniform that looks like they're getting ready to fucking like do some covert ops in Mogadishu.
That's the fucking problem right there. Is like it's just a culture thing, right? Like they've created this culture of non-accountability. They don't take accountability for any of their actions, and fucking they protect each other like a little fraternity. And then they are fucking all of the assholes you know from high school. Like they just, and you couple that, or they're fucking a bunch of like Marines or fucking Army vets that came back from probably Afghanistan and Iran and were taught to kill motherfuckers. And then they were like, you know what? Go out there and give regular working Joes tickets. Don't fucking kill them. And they seem to not be able to do that too well.
What if I rile them up and they come at me? Then can I kill them?
What if I call him a dickhead for speeding with his kid in the car? He comes at me. Do I kill him then? I want to kill him. I think I should kill him. Like, that's where we're fucking at. The culture has been created, and that's what the problem is.
What if I needle and prod their life a little bit just because I think I can? The thing that
If
agitated
I pull him out of
me,
the car and make him stand on the side of the road for an hour and a half while I wait for a canine, you think he's going to have a good time? Fuck it, I'll kill him. Like,
the thing that got that, like, especially around the time when this movement of the advent of the smartphone has been the deterrent, because then you could record everything, and then it became evident, and not only evident but fact, that police can lie. You know, they can lie to you about what a law is in order to like coerce information out of you. And time and time again, they would lie on police reports, and they would lie about like what was said or how the person acted, or like they seemed incredibly suspicious. Why are you acting that way, man? Well, because you fucking pulled me over, and I'm nervous when cops pull me over. Sorry, I don't have anything in the fucking car. But like once that started to get reformed, they got pissy about it. Like, oh, wait a minute, you mean that they can use the Constitution to their benefit? What the fuck is this? I can't do my job anymore. I can't do this.
there is a happy medium that could take place. I mean, like, I've seen two types of videos. It's like, guy walking on the side of the street, like, hey, what are you doing out here? Let me see your ID. And it turns fucking, what do you need my ID for? Turn around right now, right now. You're getting cuffed. I need to see your ID. It could be like, hey man, hey, listen, we got some weird stuff going on out here. If you don't mind, I just need to check your ID real quick. If you're not the guy we're looking for, I'm just going to move straight on. That's it. No harassment. Sorry. Somebody got assaulted back there. Just got to make sure it's not you. I'd be like, all right, man. Yeah, look, good, cool. But it's the approach. It's the tone. It's the everybody's a criminal until proven innocent fucking nonsense.
You're right. It's the tone, but it's also like in that scenario, I'm allowed to say no. Like you have no evidence that I have committed a crime. You may be suspicious that I am, but that does not make it legal for you to require my ID and detain me. That's just how it fucking works.
Sure.
I do put myself in their shoes though, because everybody who's guilty of something's going to lie to them, and so they automatically assume that everyone's lying to them all the time.
I get it, but they have rules, and those are the rules. They're supposed to play by them, and they don't. That's all. If I gotta play by the fucking rules, so do you, dick. Like, listen, fucking failed fucking community college athlete that fucking turned into a cop. Like, fuck off. Like, this is a partnership. You're allowed to police me because I allow you to police me. Let's just fucking work through this.
Yeah.
Don't fucking be a dickhead and make this what it isn't.
I have seen on the flip side of that though, I have seen many videos where someone has broken the law and they refuse to show their ID.
Yeah.
And then that turns into like a wrestling match and them yelling and then them screaming that their rights are being violated and like, no man, I saw one, it was in Ann Arbor. A kid you have to have a light on your bike if you're biking at night, and he didn't. And then he was like, well, no, I'll just walk my bike. I'm like, no, I need to see your ID. Well, it turns out he had a warrant, but because he wouldn't show his ID, he had to, he was trying to flee and then pinned him down. And then he was like, man, like even the cop said he had the body cam. He's like, I don't want to give him a evading arrest or resisting arrest. I don't. And so I do think that this counterculture, while necessary, has fueled, some people to believe that they know more than they think they know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like Murr said, I mean, fucking criminals obviously aren't probably going to be forthright. So I get it. There's a level, but there's a line. Like if you got that guy, you got that guy dead to rights. That guy was riding a bike, no light, illegal. As cheap as it is, illegal. Rights to stop, rights to ask for ID. That's the rules we live by. That's the societal fucking rule that we have all agreed to. I'm fine with that. It's when you didn't catch me and you're just like, hey, somebody got fucking mugged over there and you're on this street. So, like, what's up? Nope, that's not enough. You're going to have to give me more or else go fuck yourself. Like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
You can't have it both ways.
I respect the people. See, that's the thing is I respect anybody who wants who's willing to put themselves in harm's way for the public. But you gotta, and it's a tough gig. But you're really only making it tougher by making it tougher. Like it's almost like you're willingly doing this. I almost feel like they should. I don't know. You know how? Well, who was it? Was it Walter Payton who took ballet classes? Like maybe they should have like some like wildly flamboyantly gay man come in and like teach them etiquette and this is how you talk to people and make them a little more sensitive and just be like some people get nervous in nervous situations.
I mean, yes, that's probably does need to happen too. I think a lot more training just in general. You're right. But it's also fucking like, again, if they were held accountable for these little things, most of them would not do it. Because then you would lose your job and your pension and all this shit. But this fucking cone of silence, this blue fucking shield, like it's like I don't know, man. Fucking did he beat his wife? I don't know. She had a black eye yesterday when I saw her. Was it Dave? I don't fucking know. Probably not. He seems like a good guy. Like it's like, dude, just fucking police them too, guys. That's it.
You know what they should do? They should have them like at the academy, like write down their most beloved person in their life, and then right before they get sworn in, they should be like, "All right, we got some body cam footage here. Oh, who's that? Oh, is that Grammy Jenny? Oh, Grammy Jenny. Oh, standard. Look, Officer Dave. He's gonna pull her over right now, and then just fucking just wreck her. How'd that make you feel, huh, cadet? How'd that make you feel? You gonna do that to somebody else's loved one? Didn't fucking think so. All right, take this shit seriously. They should have them rough up one of their loved ones as like part of the initiation into the fucking academy.
Grammy Jenny, where are you coming from? Yeah, bullshit. My ass. My ass, you're coming from the flower store.
Really? I just heard that there was a robbery at the bingo hall. Sure you weren't involved?
Heard there was some scam going on. Numbers being punched. You were in on it. The last time I called the police, this is like a good cop. I was woken up at the house that I live a block away from here from someone screaming during a domestic dispute outside at 2 a.m. A woman screamed, "Someone call the police." So I like flipped up my window and I was like, couldn't see anything. I said, "Fuck it, man. Like, I'd rather call the police and be wrong rather than something bad happen."
Yeah, definitely.
Cop showed up a couple minutes later. I roll out in nothing but basketball shorts. So there's left little to the imagination. So I look like that dickhead drunk on cops, like, "Hey man, yeah, I'm one who called Popo," and I said, "Yeah, I called the police." He's like, "Yeah, so what'd you hear?" And I was like, "Yeah, there was I think about here. I couldn't see anything. It sounded like a wrestling match." She screamed, "Call the police!" And he's like, "Oh, about over there?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, and he looks at me. He goes, "You all right?" I was like, I'm kind of still a little drunk. And he goes, "All right, man, just head on back inside." That was it.
And
Good night.
He was like, nothing to see here.
I think it was a drunk.
612 back on patrol. And fucking just starts, and then he drives to fucking like Chick-fil-A. He's
I think
like,
it was a drunk. I think it was a drunk who had a bad dream.
like fucking drunk guy, fucking just gym shorts on. No one, fucking weird.
White guy, small penis, obviously.
Hogs slapping in the wind. Fucking crazy.
And so where did you hear the screams for help? Down that dark alley with all the barbed wire and empty beer cans? Uh-huh. Okay. All right. Why don't you just head on back in? I'll take care of it.
Yeah. Peace.
Yeah. So I jerked off and went back to bed. It's great. Middle Classels, everyone. Murr, Allen, and Fox. Man, listen, I was at work this past week because I kind of like residual getting over a head cold. So I still kind of blow on my nose every like 15 to 20 minutes. Not terribly, but I was peeing in the urinal. All right. And then couldn't wait. So I decided to blow a snot rocket in the urinal.
Okay.
Without dripping a drip of urine or missing a little spackle of snot. Got it all in there.
Nice.
Now I'm saying I don't shoot 100 from the free throw line in this situation, but in this particular puppy, this was like 2 free throws to win the NBA finals. And it was like, I mean, it was fucking magical.
Dude,
I thought I'd share that with you guys.
No, I'll give you a clap. That's
Yeah.
that's impressive. I had a, now it's been a couple years, but I remember it. I was walking, both hands full, double snot rocket, fucking made it sweat, nothing hit the shirt. I was like, that's beautiful. But to have your penis in your hand and wait, were you holding him or were you?
Yeah, I was holding him.
So you were holding him, and then you got one finger up.
One finger up and kind of a tilt, and then yeah. I was just like, man, it's like the Nobel Prize should have witnessed this. Look at that. It's beautiful.
Nobel laureate and the Nobel Prize for accuracy in a
compromising situation.
Yes, goes to Wesley Fox, who successfully blew a snot rocket without dripping a drip of urine.
Right. That's where I'd pull the line during my award ceremony. It's like, I'm not 100 from the free throw line in this certain situation, but hey, look, it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals, and they needed a technical free throw was needed. They needed the most accurate free throw shooter they could find. They pulled me off the bench.
As the great Wayne Gretzky once said, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take."
Now let me go back. Now I washed my hands and I went back to the desk of my kind of dead end job and did my thing.
And see, what's funny is look, that's braggable. I don't understand. Like, and see, you work with a bunch of people that obviously don't find poop funny. Because if the first thing you should have done is been like, Dave, come here, check out what I just did.
You see that's a lot of urine in there, but that big coagulant right there, that's snot from me. And you notice none of it on the rim of the urinal. I mean, that fucker just went right in that puppy.
It's fucking accurate.
Dude, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm doing the math right now. Like, that's like, I mean, was it like the V shape for the
Yeah.
urinal? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about like, I don't know, 6 square inches. That's
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Well
And I
done.
mean, like, could I have waited to finish up the pee? But sometimes those things are more fulfilling in the moment you need to do them.
See, I know what you're saying, but here's where my brain would have gone. Because the only other option you have at that moment is to suck it back in. And right now, you'd be inhaling like urinal fumes. So
Yeah.
blast it out, baby.
I shouldn't. Now that you think about it, I should have gone back to the sales floor and bragged.
Yeah. You guys
Like,
wanna
hey,
ride-
ladies,
Yeah,
listen up too.
If anybody's gonna appreciate it, it's the sales floor.
Right. It's like, ladies, you'll never experience this in your entire life. But let me tell you something. This fucker is beautiful. The urinal cake got it a little bit too.
The group of people hitting golf balls back and forth at each other in an office.
practicing
Yeah,
practicing their putting. Yeah.
chipping and shit. Yeah, no.
And I want to tell all the ladies out there that I'm always impressed when I see you blow a snot rocket. I've seen it twice in my life.
That's fair.
Impressive both times.
Women.
Yeah.
Or could just hock a good like you know what I mean, like a good spit.
You know what though? I don't know. I don't like a woman hocking a loogie. They don't do it right. There's just something. I mean, it's not their
Well,
fault.
most
They're
of them
not-
don't do it right. That's what I'm saying. It's impressive if you do it right.
I mean, they hawk it like it's like a movie, and they're being just way over dramatic.
You need like a softball player. They know what they're doing.
To me, the hawk part is silent, and you really know you got it when you hear the like
Yeah.
that sound. Is means there was enough mucus to
It's
to plug the
contact.
hole,
Yeah.
and you had to blast it out of your face.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You know what's always a good one is when you sneeze when you're driving, and then you open your eyes to the remnant that's on your horn and steering wheel, and you just rub it in.
Sounds like a very specific instance.
Wait, you're saying you've never sneezed while driving and had snot on your dash?
No, I think mine's worse is I've had it on the inside of the actual windshield, and then it's like, I can't even wipe that because it's gonna streak, and
Yeah.
I'll just leave it there until.
You don't carry a squeegee on you.
Yeah.
It's like that's not necessarily a normal utensil in the car.
Is that it for snot talk?
Yeah, fuck it. Let's get into cereal for dinner.
All right, this is going to be kind of an impromptu friend or foe. Wasn't really sure what to do with this, but with the economy the way it is, there are some people that obviously take advantage of a bad situation, and that is what the CEO of the Kellogg's Corporation is being accused of. Gary Pilnick has a cost-saving suggestion for everybody in America right now: eating cereal for dinner. And it's not winning him over any fans. Pilnick posed buying cereal for dinner to save money on groceries in an appearance on CNBC's Squawk on the Street back February 21st. He was responding to a question regarding how high food prices about how high food prices are and how more than 11% of disposable consumer income goes towards purchasing it. According to the most recent data available in the U.S. Department of Agriculture, there's a clip now of him making the rounds saying like, well, Americans love cereal, and the cereal category has always been quite affordable, and it tends to be a great destination when consumers are under pressure, said the CEO. So basically, he's suggesting that, why go out there and waste all that money on, pork chops and broccoli when you can just get yourself some whole milk and some Frosted Flakes and pack it in. Now, the friend or foe is this. Friend, I like cereal. It's a good option. Never really thought about it for dinner. And this guy is the CEO of a cereal company. How can you blame him for making the pitch in hard times or foe? No, this does not address the issues that are causing food prices, including cereal, to rise. And you are taking advantage of disenfranchised Americans in a time of great peril in this wonderful nation of ours. Wes?
Tough one. Because I can kind of see right through this piece of shit's sales pitch. Like, hey, hard times, eat my product for dinner. It's fulfilling and nutritious. I mean, is this a more okay? Is this a more viable option than, say, fish sticks?
Well, fish sticks are more expensive. I mean, I would say that to feed a family of we're a family of 3, but a family of 4, you'd probably have to get like 2 boxes of what's the big one? I can't remember the fish stick guy.
It's the Gordon's Fisherman. Yeah, Gordon's
That's it. Yeah,
Fisherman.
Gordon's. So like 2 boxes of Gordon's fish sticks, man. Probably like, honestly, I haven't priced them out, but probably like $10-12 a box.
Really?
Now, yeah, I do. Shit's
Because
expensive.
I think it's like what I'm running through my brain now is is a bowl or 2 of cereal for dinner, especially with milk, which isn't cheap. Can you subsidize that into other economical options, say fish sticks, instant mash, and canned green beans, or I don't know, pasta, with some busted ass meat sauce, ragu and ground beef.
I mean, I would
But
honestly.
you got to get some bread in there. You got to have some garlic bread.
Here's what I'll say about the cereal option. I would say that an entire box of cereal costs as much as 1 full meal. And you can probably get, 12 bowls of cereal at least, minimum, out of like a large box?
Family of 3, if you're doing it for breakfast and dinner, I mean, that's almost.
Yeah, I was
almost
like,
half.
you're out. You're done a box in a day with family of 3, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah, you're not doing one for dinner. You got to get dessert.
Just a variety of cereals. All right, tomorrow morning.
This is my lunch cereal.
Yeah.
God.
Captain Crunch is my breakfast cereal. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my lunch. And then, have a little something healthy with some shredded mini wheats for dinner.
Your economic state's going to be deflated with the type 2 diabetes that you create upon your body and all the other fucking shit you're gonna need to buy with that. I mean, I'm friending it simply because it's an open economy. This guy can get on there and say whatever he wants, and hell, maybe a family's like, hey man, maybe we could do it once or twice a week. Although my uncle, who doesn't necessarily need to eat cereal for dinner, did try a Special K diet where you could do it for breakfast and lunch. And he said basically by dinner, he looked like Night of the Living Dead. He's like, whatever you fucking cook, I'm eating. Doesn't fill you up. I couldn't do it. It lasted about a week. But again, that's neither here nor there. So I guess I'll just friend the fact that it's an open economy and this guy can, advertise his own product any way you want. But come on, folks, you don't need to do that. Get some fish sticks, instant mash. Come on down to Wesley's house. I'll show you how to whip you up something nice and cheap.
Did you just recently lay some stock on fucking Gordon's or something?
No, I did eat fish tonight though. Cod that was breaded, well, somewhat breaded. Yeah.
So it was a fish stick. You had a big fish stick for dinner.
Yeah, basically, that's what it sounds.
No, it was seasoned flour that I sautéed with smashed potatoes. You familiar with those?
Yes.
You boil them and then you like mash and then you broil along with what was the like an arugula salad with toasted pine nuts, Parmesan cheese.
Okay, I guarantee that's much more expensive than this guy's fucking bowl o cereal for dinner. Howard?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Wes here. Like, I as a sales guy, I can't knock the hustle, but you also raised the price and I think shrunk the bags of the cereal, Mr. Cereal Man. So go fuck yourself. Again.
They all did though. Even like Chips Ahoy cookies are like slightly smaller, and
Yeah.
Everything is fucked. Like that was the way they did the ones that they raised the prices slightly, but they shrunk the product slightly too. And you think about this, like let's say like your factory prints out like, and I literally mean prints out or stamps out like 1,000,000 cookies, and you shave off just like, I don't know, maybe like a quarter of an ounce of dough. Every fourth cookie's free at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making a shit ton. You're making money hand over
I think
fist.
I saw like the guy at a pizza shop.
And then we pay them to raise their prices on us for cereal.
And milk. Don't forget the milk.
Yeah. Capitalism.
Well, I do friend this. I think the guy, saw his opportunity, thought this was a good message for his product.
Yeah.
But you can't talk to a bunch of angry poor Americans who can barely afford to make it through the week and be like, "Hey, I got a swell option for you." Like, fuck you, dude. I mean, you're basically telling. I mean, look, cereal's great, but cereal has a place, and it's at the breakfast table, and really nowhere else. Have I eaten cereal for dinner? Sure, but that's because I was lazy, and it's literally two motions: pour, and then consume it. I mean, but yeah. So this guy just kind of tone deaf. I think that's the problem. He came on to a show where people are struggling, looking for an answer, and the answer's never cereal.
Yeah, he did like. I'm assuming he didn't hit on any like, solutions to the economic hardships. He was like, just more of a, hey, I got an idea for you. Check this out. Buy my stuff.
Yeah.
We sell vitamins too. Taper your appetite.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'd say the friends have it, but yeah, capitalism rules. Not his fault, but yeah, not a good sales guy. Definitely didn't pitch that product properly.
Yeah. And what was this on?
He was on CNBC, but
CNBC.
but the other thing is too, they've been running commercials with like Tony the Tiger at the dinner table, like, "Whoa, what's for dinner?" And it's like, "How about this? It's great."
Tiger steak. Come here, Tony. You were here. We killed you.
Your tail grows back, right? We'll start there.
Ugh. God, I know that grocery prices have. I know they've grown. Have they gotten crazy?
Absolutely, they have. I mean,
I don't know. I don't shop for groceries.
I'm in a weird spot because, like, I'm making every year. It's just like I continue to make more money than I've ever made, so I always feel like, I'm doing all right. But then I go to see the bill, and I'm like, so I basically, even though me and Maria are both making more money, we're spending more money, so our savings is stayed exactly the same. So I haven't necessarily felt the pinch per se, but I'm also not feeling the growth that I should be experiencing as I enter late middle age.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess I've heard, like I said, I've brought up milk a few times, eggs. There's been some other things that kind of like quasi noticed. Some of the stuff's market value. We live in an area where crab meat's sold. And crab meat was like, I make crab cakes for friends for Christmas. And this past year, I was like, damn. Y'all ain't that good of friends. I love y'all, but
Yeah, but the problem is it's when the necessities go up so high. Like, dude, okay, I actually had some sticker shock tonight because I usually buy like the pre-made burger patties, the fresh ones. 2 years ago, they were like $4.50 for 4 of them. It was like almost $10. One of them was $10, and then like the ground chuck that they swept off the floor was like $8.50. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, for 4 burgers? For 4 burgers that I have to cook myself, you know what I mean? Unseasoned or meat patties, it's a lot. Like a pound of ground beef, it's like $6-7 now.
yeah. Well, you're not going to season that anyway. You're white. It's got like a pinch of salt.
Save spices are expensive, man. You don't know this, but you're saving a lot of money the way you eat.
I use seasoning sparingly.
Season
okay?
all. Just kidding.
He throws a little salt and black pepper on it, and then he's like, "Oh, this shit's too spicy."
I use Tony Chacheran's Creole seasoning,
Nice.
and I use some Famous Days burger and steak rub, and then I use my salt, and my pepper. Okay, it's goddamn delicious.
That's everything.
What do you? What else? Otherwise, what are you doing? You're not even like experiencing the fucking meat at that point. Might as well just like make a seasoning cake.
But was that like? Well, no, I mean, like, is that the four spices you use for like all dishes? Like, oh, that's that's where I was going with that. Not so much as like that the only seasoning you put on a steak. Like,
Primary dishes, maybe. Yeah, that's what I use on a steak and burgers.
what about like
eat
chicken, fish?
I don't do fish. Chicken is okay. Chicken. I use Tony Chacheran's Cajun seasoning. I use some Famous Days burger and steak rub. You wouldn't believe it. Actually, it's really good on chicken too. Then some salt and some pepper, and then you know what? Then I use like a Jim Beam oak barrel bourbon barbecue sauce.
Okay.
Okay. So do you like only eat barbecue chicken exclusive?
Is there another type of chicken?
Fair,
Thousands
fair
of
enough,
times.
sir.
Yeah. All right. Let's switch this into high gear, into Jack Daniel's barbecue sauce gear with a little bit of hot sauce in there. Fun fact Friday me up and all of this up.
Let's get to it. Let's learn about more than just spices. Let's learn about some true facts that sound like bullshit. It's officially time for your Fun Fact Friday, brought to you by our great friend over on Instagram. Check him out, the Cuckster. He's on the North American tour of his cucktacular catastrophe in North. Find him on Instagram, Cuckster for life. That's Cuckster, the number 4, life.
He prefers the Rust Belt towns. Those seem to be, hot spots in and around major highway systems. And, he always checks the police blotter, and he knows where he may or may not have a warrant out for his arrest. But he's good. Well,
What would the Cuckster have a warrant out for?
yeah, dipping out on a hotel bill.
In certain southern states, fucking, more than 4 men in a room with a single lady is a felony. So
Good point.
Yeah.
the Cuckster's got that tenuous relationship with the Deep South.
That's right.
It knows a
so-
lot of its culture and hates a lot of its rules.
Some could argue a crime of passion and a cuck gone wrong, where the cuckster, while he's passive aggressive towards his wife, could beat the shit out of. He is the cuckster, and he has those 24-centimeter-inch pythons. he can break bad when the rule is broken in a cuck.
Oh, have you ever measured your bicep? I hope it's 24 centimeters.
I think he's right, a little more than that. I mean,
I don't know how much that is in inches, so yeah, that's fair.
I think a centimeter's like roughly half an inch.
Yeah, that's fair. You'd have 9-inch biceps. That'd be a little sad.
The cuckster does, all right. I mean,
yeah, that's what I meant.
All right,
Yeah.
well, let's get to it. It is officially time for your Fun Fact Friday. Did you know 1 day on Venus is longer than 1 year on Venus? 1 day, a complete rotation on Venus, is equal to approximately 243 Earth days. Its year, a trip around the sun, lasts 224 Earth days. This means that the planet travels all the way around the sun before finishing a complete rotation.
is that why one side's mostly burnt and the other isn't a whole lot? Or wait a minute, maybe. I'm
Well,
getting that wrong.
I'm actually grateful for seeing this because every fucking Al Gore climate scientist is always like, "That's what happened to Venus. Greenhouse gases." No, it's because the fucking rotisserie's broken and it's not fucking turning the right way. If the sun was facing you, damn near fucking a year at a time, yeah, you might be a little scorched.
Right. Yeah, skin cancer would be the least of your worries.
Yeah.
I thought it was is it Mercury that never spins?
I'm
Mercury's Mercury, I thought doesn't rotate at all. Just one side of it just
does.
gets fucking.
You know what? I think it's like our moon. I think it does rotate, but much like Venus, like it rotates at the exact same. It's synchronous with its orbit around the sun, so it always faces the same side.
Yeah, and this is like, okay, it's really like get deep with you guys, but this is baffles me more and more about just how perfect it was, and the stars in alignment. Legitimately, like we're just far enough away from the sun and just enough orbit to habitat life. Whereas like how did Venus not create the enough gravity to spin like we do?
I don't know.
I mean, it's got to be like the pull from where they are would be my guess.
Maybe it cooled too fast or cooled too slow. Like because
Yeah.
ours got spinning because our nickel and iron content and our magnetic field. So look, we're fucking lucky. And people forget too that like the moon is a part of Earth was bigger. Earth got fucking hit by something hard and it split apart. That's where the moon is. That's why it's there. And that thing's perfect too because again, the moon does rotate. It's just we never see the other side because it's in perfect.
Yeah, because the moon
Think of the other
rotates,
side, yeah.
goes through one rotation every 27.3 Earth days.
What's
So
this?
the basically we never see the other side of the moon because it rotates perfectly with the rotation of the Earth. So
Yeah.
it spins at the same speed that it goes around us. And controls our tides. Blah bitty blah bitty blah.
Yeah.
That's why every time I catch a perfect wave when I'm body surfing, I'm like, thanks, moon, when I'm done.
You're welcome.
That would if Mac tonight from fucking McDonald's did that. Give me a fucking full on salute. God, I'd go from 6 to 12 and had to get back in the water.
Not to be a pessimist here, because I do get fascinated by these things too. But sometimes I wonder, it's like, well, maybe we just evolved from the circumstances we were dealt. So it seems perfect, but maybe we're just a perfect entity that was developed based on imperfect circumstances.
Well, there's a yin to the yang. Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think it is amazing.
Yeah.
And
Just the perfect amount. And anyone wants to go to Mars, go ahead. That'll be great.
yeah, but you know what though? I mean, you say that, but like eventually, at some point in time, long after we're gone, the sun is going to expand, and Mars will be the only habitable place in the fucking solar system. And if we get there, and we set up enough shit, it will then become a perfect place for human life.
If humans are still around by that point,
They'd only be around because they made it there and colonized.
Yeah.
And then we'd all be worshiping statues of Elon. Alan.
Mount Rushmore.
Can't wait.
4 faces of Elon.
Just a bunch of his faces.
Mount Muskmore. Did you know? Musician John Cage produced a musical piece aptly titled as, quote, as slow as possible, that is designed to be played over 639 years. A performance is currently underway in Germany using an organ specifically designed for the performance. It began in 2001 and will not conclude until 2640.
I'm familiar. That's the male organ. I'm familiar with the design. It keeps going and going. Keeps going and going.
I mean,
this is like the ultimate Kenny G of organs that just keeps playing and playing.
well, it's just set to play like ultra slow. You know what? I might have to YouTube this because it's been going since 2001. So we've got like we barely got the first measure. So I guess maybe the first note has been played.
Yeah.
Let me hum a little for you. What a fucking dork. I don't fucking. Sometimes artists, like, what's the fucking point? Like, he needs to explain it because like everybody's gonna come along. It's like the clear cube at the fucking museum. Like, what's inside the box is whatever you want to be inside the box.
Yeah. We were at the Met in New York, arguably the epicenter of art in this world, depending upon who you talk to. And I was with Donnie, Alan, you know Donnie, and it was a giant white canvas. That's it. And I was like, come on, this doesn't fucking belong here. I need to blow a snot rocket on this while I'm pissing.
Now
Spice it up a little.
that wasn't the official like take the money and run painting, was it?
No. No, this was I could show it to you. It was just it was absolutely absurd. And for anyone to be like, I could see this. I could see in the hall of, the Pantheon. I mean, it could take you all day to walk through that place, and to vet that place and to have someone be like, yeah, this belongs here. God, you're fucking kidding me. You're kidding me.
Kind of makes me want to rub a booger on it and just be like,
Yeah,
that's the piece.
yeah,
That's
that's it.
It's called
Booger in the
perfection.
corner.
Old fashioned.
We call this bored middle schooler.
Did you know Frank Sinatra starred in a prequel to Die Hard? Die Hard was based on a book by Roderick Thorpe and was a sequel to his earlier work, The Detective, which was optioned into a movie starring Frank Sinatra. Rumor has it that Frank Sinatra even had right of first refusal for the leading role in Die Hard. Since Sinatra was 73 when Die Hard was filmed, he thankfully recused himself.
Damn.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker!
Yeah, 73-year-old is John McClane. That might have been tough.
Yeah.
Might have been tough. I know he won an Academy for Best Supporting Actor. I
sure.
don't think it was for that, but
I'm sure there wasn't any money or influence exchanged for that.
perhaps. No, I did not. I didn't know that was a prequel. Why didn't they say that? Why didn't they just come out with that?
Now
Why do I have to find out? Why do I have to find out about no offense to you, Murray, but why do I have to find out about this on Fun Fact Friday?
Well, that's why this exists. Okay, that's the whole purpose here. I do want to now go and see, watch I guess it's called The Detective. Die Hard's based on a book. Blah 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 blah.
It's The Fugitive.
No, but I want to see what. I mean, is the character in this Frank Sinatra movie named John McClane? And
Alan?
is it really? And is it acted like in that really lame way that movies were acted, like just at the beginnings of film?
Probably. What was it called?
The Detective.
The Detective.
The Detective.
1968.
Come out to the coast. We'll have a good time.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra plays John Leland.
I bet they changed the name because it didn't sound like Irishy enough.
Yeah.
And Lee, a hot chick named Lee Remrick plays Karen, just Karen. Jack Klugman plays Dave Schulstein. This isn't ringing a bell. I thought if I just kept rattling off the cast and their names, you'd be like, yeah.
Yep, no, not doing it for me here.
Don't know that one.
All right, well, that's gonna be. It's gonna be my good bad movie for the next time around.
There you go.
You're up, by the way.
Oh, good. Did you know the United States has come dangerously close to accidentally nuking itself? In 1961, 2 nuclear warheads were actually dropped on the state of North Carolina when the plane that carried them came apart midair. Luckily, neither exploded. Today, the place where they came to rest is indicated by a historic mile marker.
Did I know this? No. Am I shocked? No. I mean, God damn. You like harnesses. You've seen fail videos on all different types of social media platforms with forklifts and moving trucks and 18 wheelers and freight trains and people docking these massive barge boats wherever. yeah, but yeah, we're gonna go and transport this. We've checked every box. It's safe, ship shape. Let's roll. Chop chop. Come on, get that A-bomb out of here. No, I mean that doesn't shock me. I mean, wow. God bless the fact that it didn't happen.
Yeah, there's got to be some other extra failsafe on there, like, so it doesn't explode. But thank God. I mean, could you imagine? That's a fucking whoops right there. Like 1961, Kennedy definitely wouldn't have won re-election. I can tell you that right now.
Well,
I know.
He got killed.
Well,
so,
I mean, I think under the circumstances, he probably wouldn't have been in Dallas that day.
Hindsight's 2020.
God, oh
Yeah.
man. And
I mean, I figured, like, I would have figured that you would have gotten something somewhere out in the desert or the ocean.
well, the plane came apart. I mean, that's a little concerning because I'd expect those to be a little extra. Maybe a couple extra bolts in there, some redundancies, if you will.
Tighten the screws the little bit.
Yeah. And finally, did you know, in the early days of automobiles, England required that a man carrying a red flag must walk ahead to warn pedestrians. To accommodate this, the speed limit was just 2 miles per hour in the city and 4 miles per hour in the country.
Wait, sorry.
Good to know.
So this was for what?
For automobiles, some guy had to walk in front of your car with a red flag and warn pedestrians of the oncoming onslaught of machinery.
At 2 miles an hour. Like,
Dangerous
folks,
stuff.
cars are coming in the next 13 minutes.
Yeah, I know.
Hurry up. Get across the street.
I mean, I wonder if back then they just would have stood there and stared at it, and there probably wasn't any brakes on those things. Probably just like it'll slow down. I mean, it is going 2 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and then if you get hit and ran over 2 miles an hour,
It's no big deal.
broken wrist, couple dings, couple dents.
One of my favorite scenes from It's a Wonderful Life is when he's fucking drunk as shit and slams into the tree, and nobody gives a shit that he's drunk. It's just like, you fucked up my tree. What's wrong with you? Like, nobody has any, and he tries to get back in and drive away, but they don't care about that. Like, just driving drunk back then was just like, who you gonna hurt?
Yeah, Christ. That's actually I brought this up today. Remember Shawshank?
I've actually never seen Shawshank all the way through in one sitting.
It's the old guy in the beginning, Red, gets out of jail on parole, and he's so blown. He said, I saw a vehicle when I was a kid, and then he almost gets hit by one that's traveling at about 2 miles an hour and gets almost has a heart attack as a result of it. It's like, no, everyone has one. That'd be pretty weird.
Yeah, wow. I was driving the work truck today, and some small child who should not have been out in the middle of the street by herself for any reason just walked in front of it and just stared at me. And I was like,
The
"Hey."
Northrop Grumman machine?
Yes. And I just kind of leaned out, and I was like, hey, you wanna keep moving? He's like, no.
What you should have done, Murr, is put it in park. And for Alan's entertainment, do that again.
What? Lean?
When you put it in park, it does what? No, there's a thought it beat.
Oh no, that one doesn't beep. No, that was a different one. That one, and it didn't always beep when you parked it. It was mainly when you just turned left.
Ah, okay. Just a 90-degree turn.
Hilarious.
But the horn didn't work.
But the horn
right?
didn't work. No, you couldn't push it in. And actually, this is funny. We have people watching us and counting us and all this horse shit. And so we have to follow every rule and regulation. And when you're backing up, you're supposed to give a nice little beep beep before you back up. Well, the truck I'm in, the horn doesn't work. But I did see a friendly colleague next to me, and I'm like, Daryl. He's like, what? I was like, hit your horn. And he's like, ah. So I put it in reverse, and he hit the horn in his truck twice, and then I backed up.
Then you turn left on the way out. Hey, it was me again. Just goodbye.
Just letting you know I'm leaving. It's gonna be a good day.
Yeah.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right. Tonight on Before You Go, Middle Class Hole's Badass of the Month. January, we had a kid who defeated the game of Tetris. February, we had a man who got shot in the head and decided to party for 72 to 96 hours for a Brazilian holiday. In the month of February, or the month of March, rather, we got a real barn burner for you. A man who goes into random bars that have pickles in presumably giant jars goes bobbing for said pickles. Is America's latest supervillain, goes around terrorizing New Jersey delis by bobbing for pickles. I'm not going to read into this much more.
Well, don't the Jersey delis have pickles in giant, like, oak barrels? Because that would make it even more epic. Is just, like, pop the top and just go straight in, head first.
I did a Control F and typed in oak, and I got nothing. So perhaps I'll take your word for it.
I could just type in barrel. Why'd you do oak? That's a way too specific.
I got one. Barrels. Let's see here. Picking through you're picking through your thinly sliced turkey, maybe a quart of potato salad, and right before you go to reach in for one of those deliciously crispy sour pickles hanging on these massive barrels. ... That was it. So yeah, this guy, yeah, he goes by. He's a monster. He's a menace to society. But he's our middle class hole's badass of the month in the month of March. I mean, I would like to do this, but I certainly would not fault a business owner for straight up clocking this kid in the fucking mouth for rummaging his unscathed face in my fucking pickle barrel.
Now, okay, maybe I'm a little ignorant. I'm not a big pickle fan any which way. Is pickle brine, like, I don't know, is it an anesthetic of some kind? Will it disinfect? Like, does it, I mean, obviously, well, and the reason I ask is because, like, pickles don't seem to, like, rot in their pickle juice. Now, it looks like every time I see a jar of pickles, I'm like, but that's been there since 74.
Yeah, it's sanitary to that extent. Don't know about your face bobbing in and out of it. And it's also, like, there's the old trick for athletes if you drink pickle juice to not to hydrate.
Oh, hydration and disinfection seems like two different things.
This guy's not an athlete. I'm gonna tell you, he's not doing this to not have cramps.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I think the vinegar really takes care of any disinfectant.
Okay, see, that's kind of what I'm getting at here. Look, bottom line is, like, you know, we live in an era where you can't just have open air market bullshit lying around like that, or somebody's going to stick their face straight in. I mean, you could just claim ignorance. Like, how was I supposed to get it out? I didn't want to put my dirty hands in there. I gotta go fish it out with my face.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. You want that?
We're trying to bet like we're gonna vote on this in the end of the year, and this is gonna be a hard sell to match up. I mean, the Tetris guy has got a leg on the pickle guy.
Yeah.
Maybe. Nah, I don't know. For his badass, I mean, I think it's pretty badass to, like, walk in and dunk your face straight into a pickle jar and just...
They're calling him a super villain.
Oh, I know, but I mean, there's a thin line, isn't there? I mean, super villains are just, like, one great act away from being superhero. I mean, I guess it depends on where you're bobbing, right?
Right, yeah. So what's that? You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain. I think that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
This guy's in that route.
Yeah.
This guy, because at least this guy is, like, on full display of what he's doing to that pickle barrel. How many guys are pulling a West Fox Knot Rocket on the way by, like, and you're completely unaware, where this guy's at least doing, like, a keg stand to go get his pickle out. And I don't know, is he paying for the pickle? I mean, as long as he's dropping some coin on the counter, I mean, it's wrong. And is it New York?
Jersey.
Okay, well, it's even worse. New Jersey delicatessen, man. Like, you better watch out for some fucking shrapnel coming your way. I have a feeling that one of those guys is going to pull something out. And
I was going to say, these aren't your most, patient of business owners.
Yeah, vigilante justice is what they perform. And you might catch maybe a little bit of sawed-off action in the back if you're not fucking careful.
Or just at the least deep-throating one of these puppies. Go, you got it out. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Bend over. Beep, beep, beep. Frank, you get the front. Pete, you get the back. We're gonna put your picture in the front.
Heard you love pickles. Well, today the pickle's gonna love you.
That's right. This one's ribbed for your pleasure. All right, folks, that your middle class holes badass of the month, the Pickle Bandit. They didn't give a name. I want a name of this prick. Find it on Barstool.
I think Pickle Bandit's good, just perfect.
That's right. Yeah, Alan, you showed us a story about the trials and tribulations of the Kansas City. What's it? Wolf.
Oh yeah, the Kansas City Wolf guy that we talked about. Yeah,
The bank robber.
Do we want to save it or do we want to use it?
Is there an update?
I think he's like shit out of luck. I think he's finally caught. I don't think he has any money, if I remember correctly. And yeah, he's kind of probably going to go to jail here soon. That guy. Yeah. That's in a nutshell.
Well, because I think I sent you his attorney giving a speech outside the courthouse where he used every single like football pun he could come up with.
Nice.
As part of his little presser. And it was just, this guy obviously didn't spend all of his bank riches on a fucking quality attorney.
No. Well, I think he's
I'll go with the public servant.
Out of riches. I have a feeling that's a fucking public defender.
Yeah. Well. Alan, tell all the pickle bobbers and the cereal eaters for dinner where you can find the middle class.
You can find us at Walt's Inn in Canton. Just come on down. Have fucking cherry soaked in grain alcohol. It's a good time for the karaoke every night. It's a good time for everybody. And the middle class schools will be there. Maybe, probably. We should actually fucking do that one day.
Yep.
Acapella karaoke.
Yep. That's it. But no, if you would like to find us, you can find us on the internets and at all your favorite social medias. But those were words. If you can find us at MDL Class Holes on Instagram and Twitter. We're the Middle Class Holes on Facebook and TikTok and YouTube and fucking whatever else we're on. And of course, please check us out for your listening pleasures. Please those ear holes with Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and that's all. That's all I got. We got comments, yeah.
Nothing of note. I'm going to stock them up for the following week.
I like it.
But this week on Class Holes History, we're going to leave you with this. I was outvoted because it involves monkeys, and murr goes from 6 to 12 when it gets brought up. Mm-hmm. Macaque monkeys. Now we had a good time with that. Actually, I was if you remember, I was saying something, and then Alan was like, "I think that's macaque," and I was like, "Is it?" That's aspartame. Doesn't matter. So monkeys are harvested.
Just nope. Keep going. You're fine.
Keep saying that.
Monkeys are used in bars in Japan to entertain. They serve drinks. They are jesters and part of the musical act of these particular bars. And we argued about the ethics and the morals of said thing, and hilarity ensued. Enjoy that. We'll see you folks in another week. And Christ, by that point, we're getting close to opening day. So God knows what's going to happen by that. So, all right. Adios. All right. So we get away from the morbidity of the goddamn coronavirus, and we talk about something, I think, in my opinion, much more palatable to our audience and much more palatable to any human being. Apparently, this is from the Daily Star, reputable source. Orphan monkeys forced to serve beer and play air hockey with kids in bar jobs. So, and I'm probably going to butcher the name. What's it? It's Macaques. That's the type of monkey it is. You guys know how to pronounce that?
The macaw?
Macaw.
That's a bird.
Macaques.
That's a bird.
Macaques?
Who cares? They're
Okay.
monkeys. Okay, they're cute little monkeys, and they have the ability to serve beer and play with children. That's all we need to know.
Orphan monkeys are being made to serve beer and serve beer in bar and play air hockey with kids in Japan. Thousands of these are killed in Japan each year. Apparently, they're a big thorn in the side for farmers, destroying fruit and vegetable crops. 19,000 monkeys are culled, C-U-L-L-E-D. You learn a new word every day if you're attentive. I learned that today. It means they're slaughtered purposely. Each year, this is a state-sponsored program, leaving thousands of these orphaned monkeys. Some of these babies end up falling into the hands of entertainment groups. So what it goes on to say is, essentially these are distributed out to bars, and they serve beer. They dress them up. They play bar games with them. This has caused a stir from some environmental groups and some animal activist groups. Murr, you obviously have Murr. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. I want your opinion on monkeys playing bar sports.
This is great. I don't understand why this is being frowned upon by anyone. You need a reason to save animals, and what better way to prove that you need saved than by being useful? Okay, they're whimsical. Just look at them. They're whimsical. They're like 98.5% human, so they're close to us. This could be the next evolution in primates. We are the superior primate. The only reason these monkeys continue to exist is because we allow them to in the first place. So they need to stick around for our entertainment and for our benefit. And this is a twofold plus here. One, they get to live because we were allowing them to. And two, you humanize them in a way that people no longer want to slaughter them. If a monkey hands you a beer one night on a Friday, and then you're walking home with a baseball bat, are you going to be as apt to smash a monkey with a baseball bat after he just served you all night long at the Buffalo Wild Wings? I don't think so. So this is a win for everybody.
I think I saw one of the great quotes from this is they are trained to fuel the Japanese's insatiable appetite for monkey performances, traditionally known as Surawashi. Basically, this is a modern interpretation of dressing them up and having them be entertainers. Now they're doing it at bars, but I don't know, Calvert, would you attend a bar like this?
I don't like monkeys, so no.
How much exposure have you had to monkeys, though?
I've lived amongst the monkeys. I was raised by monkeys. I don't like them. I was like Mowgli, but not as cool as being raised by wolves. You basically just pick at each other's hairs and things like that. But no, I'm with Mer on this one. I mean, look, I'm an animal person, except for monkeys. But this is better than being killed. And what people, all right, so let's think of it this way. People don't want orphan dogs to die. They put them in a shelter. What happens to them? They get adopted by somebody who dresses them up in little stupid costumes and parades them around. What are animal rights groups out calling for the heads of those people? No. Now, the dog probably doesn't like being dressed in a little tutu or whatever that somebody's putting them in, but better than dead, right? So why not to the monkeys?
Now, do you think? Okay, I'm just trying to think of bars, watering holes, places that I frequent. Do you think that this would just get too? Apparently, the Japanese, according to this article, have an insatiable appetite for monkey entertainment, which I don't know. I guess there's something somewhat romantic about that. But do you think it would ever get old?
Sure, but waiting on Stacy to put her phone down, texting her boyfriend from behind the bar gets a little old too. So, I have a feeling these monkeys will probably be much more attentive. They're probably cheaper. All you gotta do is I don't know what monkeys eat. Just throw some fruit at them. They can eat all the garnishes at the end of the night before they spoil and go bad. And that's really the only overhead you have besides locking them in a cage until happy hour tomorrow night. So, I mean, it's a win-win for the bar owner. It's a win-win for the customer. And it's a win-win for the monkeys. I don't see how there's a loss here. If we really want to save animals on a global scale, we just have to find a use for them. How many useless fucking cows are there in America? The only reason they exist is because they're delicious. It's the only reason the cow still exists. If you released a cow into the Serengeti, how long would an entire herd of Texas ranch cow, how long would it survive out there? It'd be lion food in 30 seconds. If you want to save the tigers, I'm telling you right now, you weaponize them. If you want the population of the Bengal tiger to go up tenfold in 3 months, you tell the United States military that they're allowed to unleash a Bengal tiger in the Middle East. The war would be over in 3 weeks, and the tiger population would boom to a level that it's never seen in the history of human civilization. Make animals useful. Screw the politics. Screw your feelings. Save animals. Weaponize them. Let us sling us some suds at the end of the night. And that's how you control the animal population.
Wait,
Done.
Now, when you say weaponize them, do you mean just let them go, or do you mean like give them cool stuff like lasers and guns and like sort of like in He-Man when Cringer turns into Battle Cat sort of thing?
Yeah. Now I'm going Battle Cat. Even if it wasn't Battle Cat, I think if you can think the 10% option, or you can think the 100% option. The 100% option, man, that's what you go to the pitch meeting with. But then you settle for 10%. All right, we're just going to release a herd, a literal like 100+ herd of Bengal tigers into, I don't know, pre-war Baghdad, and just you want to see somebody fill out a military uniform. That's the only pitch you're going to have to go to the Pentagon with.
We're losing our bearings here. We're talking about monkeys at bars, damn it. Renee Ebersol of National Geographic, who has actually attended one of these bars, said, I saw a monkey in diapers and an orange leisure suit trounce a 5-year-old visitor in a game of air hockey. Every time the puck came his way, the monkey smacked it back towards the challenger's goal. Another monkey doled out fortunes. What the hell's a 5-year-old doing at a bar?
It's a Japanese 5-year-old. There's a difference.
Oh, was it like monkey years difference?
Yes. No, but I also like this too, because monkeys don't care about your feelings. So if they're playing you air hockey, they ain't holding back. That means that Japanese children will be the best air hockey players that you've seen within a generation.
So they're upping our skill level. We're competing against primates in certain things.
Absolutely. Put chimpanzees in the UFC. I'll tell you what, Conor McGregor is a pussy in comparison.
Well,
over.
Of course, yeah. We've heard stories about chimps ripping humans' thumbs off and then eating eyeballs and shit.
Hey, get better, be better, fight better.
Get drunker.
Bring back the kangaroo boxing.
Get drunker with monkeys. Now, my brother, your guys' friend Dewey, once theorized that he said that two of the funniest things in the world were monkeys and megaphones. And he said if you were to put a megaphone on a monkey, that would be the funniest thing in the world. Is there any debate on that? Do you think that might be up there?
You'll get no debate from me.
Okay.
Definitely funny. Again, I don't like monkeys, so it can't be the best of anything for me if it involves a monkey.
Monkey hater, goddamn monkey hater. That's a shame.
Look at but here's the other thing that this monkey bar will solve is all this monkey racism that we're seeing from folks like Adam Calvert in New York City.
Yeah.
Hey, look at him. He's a speciesist.
Yeah. In Goldmember when he says Dutch hater, monkey hater.
No, I'm going through the endangered species list, right? Some of these animals we can just let go. But like the orangutan, that's another monkey right there. They're smart. I bet if you taught an orangutan how to use, I don't know, an M60 war rifle, again, you just parachute those cats in there, and we've got look, this is a smart weapon, a smart, dumb weapon that we could use. And again, yes, there will be casualties on the battlefield, but imagine how many that we will provide for the battlefield. It's addition by subtraction.
Have you not seen Planet of the Apes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and who benefited from that? The apes. So anybody that says that this is harmful to the apes is full of shit and has never seen a movie. Have you also seen The Terminator? What are we doing now? We're creating artificial intelligence. I ask you, what's more dangerous, an ape or a Terminator?
A Terminator ape.
Terminator ape.
Maybe that's the next Terminator. I mean, they're running out of fucking ideas. They need to come up with something, something tangible, something long lasting. Can you imagine like the monkey that talks in Planet of the Apes, but bionic and melting and red eyes and controlled?
They do like a crossover where the Terminator gets sent back to fix, the Terminator problem, and he actually gets sent back to fix the Planet of the Apes problem, and then there's like a mix-up.
Right, but look, that monkey goes to the bar in Japan and finds the monkey in a leisure suit, and it's an exact match. And he says in monkey verbiage, "I need your shoes. I need your leisure suit. I need the keys to that trolley you have outside." Whatever he's smoking.
He plays John Connor at some air hockey.
God damn you guys. Monkey. What, you guys want to go to Japan? Christ, we got Tokyo coming up. Let's go catch coronavirus and see these monkeys in action.
I'm down.
It's called, the bar is called, hold on. It's called Nikko City. Nikko. Yep. Nikko City. That's where this Nat Geo thing, this reporter from Nat Geo came from. I mean, hey, right? Come on. What's right is right. What's right is right. Gabber, you in? Gabber, you in?
Yeah, I've been sitting here for the last 5 minutes trying to figure out how to work in monkey business into a joke somehow. I don't think it's going to happen, so because we're probably moving on from this. So just want to say that I was trying, and it would have been funny if the right setup had been there.
No, wouldn't have been funny ever.
Nah, good monkeying around. All right.
Might be on as fuck. I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up.
Well, sometimes I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through.
I get drunk most every day. Everyone knows Scooter is a gay. Might be on his fuck. I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up. I fell down, but my dick's still up.